I'm Dr. Carl Cesar for Grace Notes Devotional for 2022. Let me give you an understatement to begin today's reflection. This new year, 2022, didn't get off to a good start. Come to think of it, neither did the past 2 years. But what I've noticed this year is the increased levels of angst, rage, rebelliousness, and even apathy in all quarters of society and nations around the world. What concerns me is the accumulating effect of all this hubbub and hullabaloo. It reminds me of an avalanche. You know, each winter avalanches occur given the right accumulation of varying types of snow on mountainsides, coupled with temperatures, the weight of snow that falls, the force of winds, and the cloudless sunny days. And with that right combination, you and I know an avalanche becomes inevitable. What am I leading up to? I am thinking of societal avalanches. I mentioned the pandemic and its aggravating interference in our freedoms, incessant media coverage of children being denied a normal day at school, or lockdowns where businesses suffer from customers' absences and their ability to generate revenue. Now add to these government detrimental policies that cripple the trucks and traffic to transport much-needed products to retail outlets, and what have you got? We are a consumer-oriented society. What do you suppose happens when the economy slows right down? Are you thinking now of an avalanche? As a believer and follower of Jesus, I wonder how the Christian faith community will handle the topsy-turvy situations, the topsy-turvy laws, and the topsy-turvy pronouncements by those in authority over us. Will we cave into the angst and rage? Will we join the human avalanche of complaints, of whining? And will that overwhelm our nation, cities, and towns? To help us think this through, let me ask this question for you prayerfully and seriously to consider. How should we respond to authority and its pronouncements in a way that reflects God's grace, God's goodness, and righteousness? How should we now live in light of a pandemic and its incessant variants? I gotta tell you, at the end of the day, by God's grace, as Christians, we should hold to this divine principle that whatever we do, whether we eat, drink, pray, or play, we should do it so that God's glory and righteousness are what people observe from the Christian community. Here is how the Bible, God's standard and call upon our lives, answers these and other questions. Therefore, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. So wrote Paul the Apostle in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. Check it out and think about it. Until next time, I'm Dr. Carl Cesar, pastor of Skyline Acres Baptist Church, inviting you to come and worship with us.